Good afternoon, everyone. If you're watching this video, that means that version 1.0 of the Turntable controller code is available to everyone. There are two versions of the code. There's the paid for version, which I have on an Etsy store, and my Etsy store is linked in the video description below. And then there's also a free version of the code. Now, to get the free version of the code, you need to go to my Etsy store, and in the item description for this controller, you'll actually see that I linked the free version of the code in there because I really want everyone to use the free version of the code and make sure it works for them before they purchase it. So the free version of the code is going to be given in two links. One link will take you to a Dropbox that has a zip folder that actually has the code associated with the controller. And the second zip folder will have the manual that I just created for the Turntable controller. The manual explains what hardware I use to make this, how to actually use the controller, how to program it, how to calibrate it, troubleshooting guides, how to install the software, how to download Arduino IDE, how to get everything running. I mean, it's all in there, at least everything I can think of. The paid for version of the code on Etsy, once you purchase it, has the full version of the code, the same manual, and for free, I gave you a zip file that has the 3D model for this case. So if you want to print this case, you could. The only difference is the case that I sent out is a little bit thicker because I think that would actually be a better form for all the stuff you have to fit inside. That being said, I should probably tell you the differences between the free code on Dropbox, and I've been referring to it as the LTE or light code, and the full version of the Turntable controller code. The free code has two limitations. The first limitation is that you can only program the head position of position 1 and position 2 in long-term memory / save it to EEPROM. The other positions you can save in short-term memory, but you can never save them to EEPROM. The other thing that I programmed into the light version or free version of the code is that the automatic functions of the controller only work for 20 minutes. The manual functions work the entire time. So, for example, if 20 minutes elapses after you've used the controller, it locks you into manual mode. So right now I'm stuck in manual mode. I have the trial code on here. As you can see, no matter what I do, it does not go back to automatic mode. So none of these buttons do anything anymore. You can still use the head-tail button. That really doesn't do anything. The pound button still reverses the polarity of your track. That's useful. Your program button, it works, but it doesn't do anything because you can't use buttons 1 through 9. And again, your star button doesn't let you change back to automatic. But again, in manual mode with the free version, you can still move the turntable clockwise, counterclockwise. You can still use all the buttons and knobs. All of this works up here. It's just the automatic functions are locked out. Now, that being said, after 20 minutes, if you still want to keep testing the automatic functions of your turntable, you can unplug your controller, plug it back in, it'll reboot, and then now your 20-minute trial period for the automatic functions of the controller is back up and running. Caveat to that is, again, that only 2 of the 18 save positions that you put on here are still saved. The rest of them have been erased. I did choose to leave all of the calibrations that you have to do for this controller. It saves on the EEPROM for the free or the paid version. I felt like having to set that up every time your free code expires, that 20 minutes expires, was just mean, so I'm not going to do that to you guys. So what I mean by that is whenever you go to your calibration menu and you calibrate your steps per revolution, your magnetic deadband, and your gear slot values, all of those are saved to EEPROM on the free and paid version. The paid version, again, does not have that 20-minute timer. You can use it all day, all night. Now, I don't care. You paid for it. All yours. Also, with the paid version, you get 18 save positions on here instead of just the 2 head positions. So those are the 2 differences in the code. Going forward, I'm going to create a series of tutorial videos on how to use the controller. Up until now, it's been videos about how I've been working on the controller and features I've added, but not really like how to use the controller. So I've got a series of tutorial videos coming up soon in the next, I don't know, couple days, hopefully, that I show you step by step how to use the controller, kind of how to build the controller, maybe even a little bit about how to build your turntable and a little bit about your base station, but not a ton on your base station. I think that basically summarizes where we're at. I want to keep stressing this. Please download the free version first. Make sure it works the way you want before you buy the paid version. There may still be bugs in the code. I'm really the only person who's tested this for bugs at this point, and it's going to be really dependent on everybody else's setup. So it's going to change from person to person, and I want to make sure that this code works with your setup before you pay your hard-earned money to me to get the full version of the code. So please take a look at it. Let me know what you think after trying the trial versions. If you get me some bug reports, I might be able to fix them and update the paid and free versions at the same time. I want to thank all of you very much for watching this video, the series of videos associated with this, and also just a lot of really good support. I mean, the internet nowadays, people always say about how negative it is, but I've really gotten nothing but good feedback from the people watching these videos, and a lot of support. So thank you very much. Thank you for all that support. Hope you all have a great day.